Today I am checking out these solar street lights. I was sent this at no cost so I can do the review. Let's take this thing out of the box, see everything it comes with, and then get them hung up. And this is what is in the box. It's pretty straightforward. You've got the light right here. This is the bar or the mount that you would put the light on, and it goes into here. You got a mount plate there that tightens that all down, and that plate there is if you want to put it on like a pole or something. Then you've got a remote that operates, of course, this. You got a bag of spare parts. You got some anchors for masonry, like if you're going to mount it to rock or stone or brick, something like that. These are the main bolts that you would use to put this bracket on the end of that. And it's got tools in it too. And of course you've got a manual that goes over how to use this light, how to get it installed, and pretty much everything you need. So I'm going to get this thing hung. You do want to leave it out in the sun for maybe a day or two, so that way it can get a good charge on the battery and get you all night long brightness. Let's get this thing hung up. All right, and getting this set up is really simple. You just take this pole, you stick it into here. When you get it out of the box, this bracket is actually upside down. That's to save with the shipping space. So you just take these 4 bolts out, the nuts are on the other side, flip the bracket over, put them back in, slide the pole in before you tighten it, and then tighten them down. It comes with this little wrench right here, and you can get them all nice and tightened down. And now it is ready to be hung. This is the solar panel side, of course, which needs to be facing upwards so that the lights are facing down, and this will collect the power. The light is now mounted up here on our pergola. So I'm gonna let it soak in some sun, come back maybe in a day or two, and we're gonna test this light out. All right, I'm starting this video off on the porch because as soon as I turn around, this thing picks me up and turns on bright. So I have it on motion and it picks me up from 30 feet away. I can't even look straight at it. It is pretty bright. If you can see here, it's lighting up the whole area, and the camera's even compensating for it. I can try to go behind this light and show you how bright this thing is, because it's very bright. For the size light it is, it's a very bright light. Let's see if the camera will let it. Well, no, and then it starts capturing it as dark. I mean, it lights up even all the way back there to the back of our fence. You'd have more than enough light to walk around this entire backyard without feeling you can't see. All right, so let's check out this remote here. So it's got the dimmer around this circle here. You can do 25, 50, 75, and 100. This is the motion setting. So if you want it to be motion, which I already had it set to that anyway, you just push it in the middle, and as you saw, the light gives you a feedback. Now, since I haven't moved, the light just dropped down, but as soon as I barely moved, I just barely moved my leg and it went up. And then you have on. That's basically going to keep it on. Of course, you could turn it off and turn it back on because that was pretty dark. And it's definitely bright enough to bring all the June bugs too. So it's that time of year where June bugs start popping out, and they're everywhere. So then it also has 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and 8 hours. Those are going to keep the light on just full blast 100%, or these different dimmer settings on here that you would normally do for that amount of time. So if you were going to do 50%, as you saw, the light went down, and you want to do it for 2 hours, now it's going to stay on 50% for 2 hours. Pretty cool settings, and it does really well. I'm going to put this back up to 100%. And I'm going to make it on for 2 hours because I'm going to walk back pretty far in the backyard to give you a little better idea of just how bright this thing is. So that one light lights up this whole area, very bright over there. And then as you can see here, it's almost like we have the pool light on. It's pretty bright, but this is more than enough light for a backyard. And these lights, the higher you mount them, the more they're going to cover because they are pretty bright. I've only got this one mounted up at about 7 feet up because it's on the edge of our pergola. If you had this thing mounted, let's say on a pole or something in your backyard, it would easily light up an entire backyard, maybe a parking lot. Definitely understand why they call these street lights. Yeah, nice and bright, charges fine. Like I said, I've had this out here charging for a couple days. It stays on, looks like all night long, and turns around the next day, charges up, comes back on. So very cool light, seems to be doing great. So I hope this information was helpful. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all take care.